And the first sprint of the season will be 5 lights away. We're underway and racing to turn number 1. Poor start, Kimi Antonelli's been left behind, swallowed by the field. George Russell with the lead. Lando Norris with second place. Lewis Hamilton looking to try and take that second place away. Going brave to the inside. Oscar Piastri wide in the background. Lewis Hamilton to second position. Antonelli fading. Norris is down to third, having been momentarily up to P2. It's Russell, Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri. Your top 5.
Yeah, and Antonelli bogged immediately, and then the cars behind, more space on this grid for them to do the avoiding action. And then we need to try and figure out as a contact.
Antonelli and Hadjar. Hadjar had the grippier tyres. Charles Leclerc going past the McLaren of Lando Norris. Ferrari looking good. Lewis Hamilton all over the back of his teammate, looking to the inside and going through. Lewis Hamilton loves this place. He loves it even more. Ferrari hit the front with Lewis Hamilton.
Love to see that. That is creative, instinctive racing from Lewis Hamilton. And then we have to now see what is the comeback from George Russell.
Well, it's what we saw in Melbourne on the first lap, isn't it? Ferrari's going aggressive.
Oh, round goes the Racing Bull, Arvid Lindblad. Such a great debut race. He spins it around. Lewis Hamilton under pressure from George Russell. Once again in Formula One, Ferrari versus Mercedes. Brawling, pass, repass. Russell has the inside line. George Russell has P1. It is Russell, then Hamilton, Leclerc and Norris. It is Piastri in 5th. Upper place went Pierre Gasly. Antonelli running P8. The Mercedes man leads. Another great opening lap.
But we're coming on to another straight. Can Hamilton come back towards the first corner?
He's in the wheel tracks, he's in the slipstream, he's feeling racy. Welcome back to the front, Lewis Hamilton. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's great stuff, isn't it? You had George Russell there defending the inside line, and both in straight mode, but in the end, that extra power put Lewis Hamilton around the outside.
And he's gone. He carried so much speed into the first corner. Russell was busy defending it and then compromised his entry as well. So Hamilton stays ahead with a little bit of a breathing space.
That's laid on the brakes and brave for Antonelli, trying to recover positions. That is one gained, up to P7. He's past Behrman.
I thought we'd lost part of his wing end plate, but it looks like it was intact there, so maybe it was another part of the car that decided to part company. Can't see anything obvious as he's going to use the Lewis pass.
That is nicely done. Passing cars at will. We're going to see the real capability of the Mercedes. Kimi Antonelli had dropped down at this point to around 10th place. Oh, huge whack. He was very fortunate that wasn't race ending. And that got him a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. He's absolutely desperate to deploy all the power, and it's going to be enormous Mercedes power to breeze past the Ferrari, and George Russell hits the front once again.
Yeah, you could really see how much that extra power, because that's not classic slipstream. Both the cars in a low drag mode in straight line, that was just pure horses.
He's used more than he needed to there. He's absolutely flown past Lewis. He almost needed to save a little bit back because now the shoe is back on the other foot.
Yeah, but they're learning as they go. And here's Hamilton coming again.
Hamilton doesn't have to think about 50-50s. He's fed up of hearing that he hasn't won since here last year, and he's going back to first place in the race. Oh, Antonelli looking for another move. The McLaren's in close proximity as well. They're 4th and 5th. Antonelli has been able to stay with them. He's looking to make it a 4-car fight at the front. And that's to the inside of the apex of turn 16. Your race lead is about to change again. George Russell has the apex, has the position. Charles Leclerc looking at second place. And once more, George Russell is able to take the lead. The yo-yo racing and Formula One putting on a show in Shanghai. He's got Lewis Hamilton in his sights at the moment. Ferrari versus Ferrari. Is he going to be able to get there? Not quite. Look at Antonelli, left-hand side of your picture. Surely he will be able to get to the inside of the McLaren. He does so. Kimi Antonelli is up to 5th place. Charles Leclerc's had some history with teammates at this corner in the past. Again, tucks back in.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be in front of him, does he, going into the final corner?
Kimi Antonelli's not waiting around. He's using that Mercedes to great effect. He's up to 4th position.
So he's got to put 10 seconds on these guys, though. Look, Behrman's a long way away. So 7th place is already on the cards for Antonelli.
Charles Leclerc going through to the inside. And it's now the man from Monaco up to 2nd place. Hamilton tries to hang it out around the outside. Charles Leclerc sees it coming and takes P2. George Russell leads the first sprint race of the season. Outside line, inside line, P2 momentarily back in possession of Lewis Hamilton. Not much room for margin between the two Scarlet Ferraris.
Oh, I just sensed there was going to be contact and a bit of bodywork there as they go at it, hammer and tongs.
The space. Does he know how wide all these cars are?
So Lawson, he really needs a result here as Antonelli sweeps to the inside.
Kimi Antonelli to third position, undoing the difficult start earlier on, and he's able to take the place. First turn of the racetrack, Hulkenberg has come to a halt. It's only a yellow flag, it's not being waved here. Kimi Antonelli on track, gets by at the exact moment the safety car is deployed.
Antonelli now comes in.
So they're going to have to wait for 10 seconds before they service the car. Double stack for Ferrari.
Yeah, McLaren didn't have to double stack.
Hamilton's out behind Lando Norris, so everyone wants the fresh tyres. The whole field's going to be bunched. Antonelli's lost loads of places too.
Lando Norris past Lewis Hamilton. Kimi Antonelli out ahead of Oscar Piastri. This is Max Verstappen. Oh, that was going past two cars in one corner. This is the lock-up for Verstappen, went off the road. Esteban Ocon, Isaac Hadjar, wheel-to-wheel further back.
And I'll tell you, that battle went on to the next corner where Verstappen then swept around his teammate, which was very important because they double-stacked at Red Bull.
The green flag flies once again, and the gap across the line is 9/10 of a second. Russell, Leclerc, then Norris and Hamilton. And Antonelli claims that Piastri has overtaken him before the start-finish line. If that's the case, that's going to be a penalty, and that would cost him points. It's Russell, then Leclerc, then Norris, then Hamilton, and now it's Oscar Piastri who moves up to fifth position. On board, Lewis Hamilton trying to go back up to third. Lot of speed, lot of pace, and now the position. He's third in the race.
Yeah, nice pass there, committed into the first corner.
And Kimi Antonelli has the inside line. Kimi Antonelli has sixth position. What an eventful race for him. And it's only 19 laps in length. So Piastri checks the mirrors. He'll wave the Italian through. Check a look at the gap for Charles Leclerc. So Kimi Antonelli back up to P5. George Russell will see the checkered flag first. George Russell wins the opening sprint of the season. It's Charles Leclerc in second, Lewis Hamilton in third. Fourth is Lando Norris. Kimi Antonelli is in fifth. And how's your traction across the line, Liam Lawson? It's good enough for seventh place. Behrman hangs on to the final point by 4/10 of a second. Crowd in the main grandstand enjoyed it. George Russell, the first sprint winner of the season, only his second sprint win in his Formula One career. The other one was Sao Paulo on the weekend of his first Grand Prix win. So hope that omen continues.